Alright, so doing another of these recording in public challenges. And right now I'm sitting on a bench here, a little park bench. And one thing I noticed is or that I kind of want to explore is feeling inferior in groups. So I have that when there's a group of people, I'm much more inclined to feel inferior to the people in the group than I am when I'm hanging out with the same people one-on-one. So when I'm one-on-one, oftentimes it's not much of a issue at all. I'm very much present and conscious, and with them my attention is kind of outwards directed towards them or the topic that we are discussing. But in a group setting, I kind of become hyper-conscious and very much focused on how do the others perceive me, what do they think about me, and that is kind of a loop, right? Or like a vicious circle, because first of all, it shifts the focus inward rather than outward. So rather than being with the other people in the group, I'm more with myself, so to speak, right? Where my attention. And then all because I have this thing in my mind where I feel like inferior, it now it taints everything that I say, but not just my words or the way I say them, the tonality, but also the body language. Every aspect of communication gets basically colored through this feeling of inferiority. And then because of that, of course, people sense that, they pick up on that, and then that, of course, is more likely to create the kind of reactions that somebody who feels inferior would get, right? Plus, it's not just a filter from inward to outward, so what I communicate and how I communicate, but also then from outward to inward. Because if I'm super concerned about, being perceived as inferior, now my brain is, I'm kind of attuning my brain to, or my consciousness to signals that could indicate that I am in fact inferior, right? And that other people too think I am inferior. And so I already feel insecure, my focus goes more inwards, and then I become more, that feeling of inferiority gets triggered. And then because of that, what I communicate, how I appear, how I act, the tone of my voice, right? Everything, my posture, my facial expressions, how I react to what others say, it also gets tainted through this activated inferiority, right? It's almost like a dye, a color, right? That kind of seeps into everything, that goes from within me to the outside, which then often triggers, responses that, match that energy. And then, of course, the signals from the outside that go back to the inside, to me, right? So what I perceive also gets filtered through that lens of inferiority. No. And so she was asking me for just €2, I suppose. And so yeah, it's kind of an escalating loop, right? I feel like I said this now several times, and I'm wondering if there's still something that I'm missing here in this equation or this model, but I can't quite put my finger on it. But again, the main point of this entire video was to do another video just practicing to record videos in public and feeling not that awkward, because some people are looking, walking by, but maybe that could also just be, my exaggerated sense of, oh my god, I'm doing something awkward here. People just walk and look at people that they pass by anyway, so who am I to interpret and assume to know what's going on in their minds? Well, I think it was a good second one.